But know this, if you accept, the kingdom could be yours. If you sit and do nothing and rust, you will reap what you sow. Well, welcome to the True Man Podcast with Mike Van Pelt. This is an invitation to radical reconstruction of a man's masculine heart and soul, and a place of safe community where we dare to ask questions deep-seated inside a man and explore ways to help you become a better man, a better dad, and a better spouse. Well, I'm going to do something a little bit different today on the True Man Podcast. No guest, just me and you having a conversation. You know, one question I've had to address for myself and many of the men around me have had to address for ourselves, and it's something that we've talked about in many of the small groups that I've been a part of. And it's a question that I think a lot of men carry around, quite honestly. And that question is, do I have what it takes? Now, that question may take you aback a little bit, because if you're like a lot of men, you know, if you fell as a kid, you were told to rub it out, don't say ouch, move on, as if it's some masculine badge of honor. And right, we're supposed to know how to have what it takes because we're men, right? Well, little secret. We don't always know. And a lot of times there's something going on below the surface that we don't want to admit. And listen, at best, the last couple of years have been challenging and difficult. That goes without saying. I mean, everyday life can be a challenge, but it's undeniable that COVID and the residual things that have come out of this, such, you know, for families, such as job loss, deaths, disruptions in the economy, and oh, don't forget the politics. Man, we've faced questionable election, crazy candidates, and the list, quite honestly, just goes on and on and on. And I'm not even touching, again, that everyday stuff that goes on with our families and us as individuals on a daily basis. Frankly, it is a lot to take in. It's a lot to absorb, and it can easily lead you to ask a lot of questions. And if you're like many men I'm around, it does. It's unavoidable. Not the least of which is, you know, of the questions that you may have is, do I have what it takes to maneuver my family through all this insane stuff that I just mentioned? Do I have what it takes to be a man? Do I have what it takes to lead well in the kingdom? Now, if you're asking those questions, I hope it's immediately followed up with, well, what should I do? If you're not asking that, we probably better have a whole other discussion. But I hope at the very least that this is followed up, you know, with what should I do? Now, let's talk reality here, man. When a man finds himself in a situation where he cannot answer this question, he moves to a situation where he can, right? When he looks around and realizes he's wandered into a confusing situation where courage and creativity are required, he finds a way to seek comfort and refuge to some activity or responsibility where skill and know-how are useful, and fear and his fear will not be exposed. So we're talking about a man finding a safe space to retreat to better understand many of these questions that we bury deep in our soul. Sorry, fellas, the game is up, and you thought nobody was watching when you went into retreat mode. Oh, little did you know. Listen, everything seems unique to you, but it's not. There's been another man that has walked down that road. And it's one reason why it's important for us to be in community. Now, men, my goal is to take a man who finds himself in retreat and put him back on the front line. The bottom line is this: there are no more important roles for a man than the roles of a husband and a father. As a man, seek to righteously fulfill these roles, they become more like the Father in heaven. Ephesians 5:25 reads, "Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her." Now, why am I bringing this up? Because unless you're single, plan to be single, have no kids, no family, you're out there on your own, well, chances are you're trying to maneuver around in life and become a better man, husband, and father. And if you're running around with a lot of unanswered questions, it's flat out hard to be the man you want to be. In fact, it's impossible. So herein lies the challenge for most men. Your story matters. And even when you retreat towards darkness, God will see you. Isaiah 42:16 says, "And I will lead the blind in a way that they do not know. In paths that they have not known, I will guide them. I will turn the darkness before them into light, the rough places into a level ground. These are the things I do, and I do not forsake them." So the beauty of all this, guys, is your story can become a novel, a Pulitzer Prize-winning piece of poetry, an award-winning movie that through the grace of God, you have the ability to move forward in life. It can be done. Here's the catch. You knew there had to be one. Doing this will fill you with both trepidation and anticipation. Now, the trepidation comes from the sobering realization that there is no set protocol to follow sometimes in life. And the excitement is that opportunity to move forward and take calculated risk when we walk hand in hand with God, who will give us the bravery to move towards extraordinary things in our lives. Now, the good news is making the choice to hit the pause button, one I strongly recommend, and taking the time to answer deep-seated questions you have. In other words, enjoy the journey, smell the roses. You know the deal. This is going to help you take back control of your life and stop sabotaging yourself. Stop doing that. After all, I believe, and I'm sure I'm right, that it's what you're hoping to achieve in your life, to take back more control and achieve success and satisfaction, to not only grow personally, but grow in your faith, to achieve more greatness in your life and get closer to God. So what is the bottom line here? Well, you can set and achieve any goal you want. That's reality. You have and can be anything you want. That's reality. The destination you want to go, well, that's up to you. You could take the tortoise, the hare, a Formula One car, or a mule. But I'm here to tell you, if you don't begin taking action, you're going to look like a beat up old rusty car sitting in a landfill. Now, it's a choice. It's an assignment that you and only you can choose to accept. But know this, if you accept, the kingdom could be yours. If you sit and do nothing and rust, you will reap what you sow. I think that's somewhere in the Bible. Now, you have to put in the work to become a better man. We all do. I've done it. You'll have to do it. You're fully capable. It's up to you to put in the work. Now, my role is simple: to serve you in any capacity you need to become the man, the father, and the husband that you want to be. Please reach out to me at mike@truemanlifecoaching.com. Let's schedule time to hop on a call and talk about how you can move from asking, do I have what it takes, to I have everything I need to in order to have a happy and successful life. Man, it was such an honor to spend time with you today. And seriously, please reach out to me. It's my goal, it's my purpose to help men be the very best men they could be. That's why I exist. That's why this podcast is here. Have a great day. And again, reach out to me if you're looking to make some positive changes in your life. We've got some great coaching tools, some great opportunities to help you get to where you want to be. Take care.